Hello, my name is April Lugo, and I am so delighted to have this opportunity to visit with you today about something that is very dear to my heart. As a small child, I would have daytime visions of healing and how the energies of all living organisms worked. Then when I was around 9 years of age, I had this dream. And it was in this dream that I later learned my guide had come to me and had shared with me information on healing, and it was in one of the most unusual manners, in one of the most unusual forms. I dreamt that we were at a local hospital, and as we arrived at this local hospital, he took me in the elevator and we went in and went to the main floor, and as I got out, I could see all of these people sitting there in wheelchairs or sitting there with their loved ones being worried and concerned about another loved one who was possibly having an operation or who had been in an accident. And I began to feel this compassion, and I began to feel this desire to help, and it was almost overwhelming. So my guide proceeded to take me onto the elevator, and as we got onto the elevator, it was as if nobody even noticed we were there. We just kind of traveled onto the elevator and got to the top floor, and as we got off of the elevator and we began to go down the hall, my guide spoke to me and said, "Take the energy of your hand, the energy that you hold within you, and extend it into each and every room and to each and every person within those rooms, so that we could send unconditional love and healing to them." Well, we did this. We went through every floor of the hospital, through every wing of the hospital, through the ICU, through the surgery wards, through the newborn baby wards. We went everywhere in this hospital. And next thing we know, we come back and we're in the lobby. And as we're in the lobby, I'm noticing that people are no longer mingling around worried and afraid and scared and sick, but they're leaving. They're getting in their cars. They're getting into taxi cabs. They're getting onto buses. And they're going home. They've been healed. They've had the opportunity to be touched, to be blessed. Well, it was after I had this dream that I knew it would later reveal to me a true and greater meaning of the message that was shared with me that day. From this, I began to have an intimate relationship with understanding energy and how it works. I began to understand that everything is energy. Everything is made up of molecules and cells. Through this, I began to have an understanding of how life is affected by vibrations, by light, by dark, by hot, by cold, current situations, past events, and more. I was not over scholarly in school, but the schooling I received from whom I now call my guide was amazing and empowering. From this came energy emerging healing modality. I am so honored to have this opportunity to share with you information about energy emerging healing modality. I developed energy emerging healing modality a number of years ago after many years of study and research and divine knowledge that was shared with me and with other forms of healing modalities. It was while I was learning these modalities that I became aware that there was a piece of the puzzle that was missing. Every modality has its purpose, but there was still this but. The puzzle was not complete. As I worked developing energy emerging, I became aware of what all this healing energy and information was about. The premise and foundation of energy emerging is that whenever we do any form of healing, there has to be unconditional love and from and for the highest good of all. A lesson of intensity that really struck home happened during a healing modality class I was taking in the late 1970s. We were in this class and we were having fabulous results. People were seeing miraculous events happening. So we all got this great idea. There was a woman in the class who was taking the class who had a broken foot. And her foot was in one of those foot booty type casts. As we were working, we decided, let's put her on the table and fix that foot. We approached it from the point and from the place of ego and pride. Big mistake. And I'll tell you why. Because we fixed her. And she decided after the class that she was going to call her doctor and she was going to make an appointment and go in and have him look at it and see what fabulous miracles we had been able to do. Lo and behold, she gets home, makes her appointment with her doctor, and calls her husband and says, I need a ride to the doctor. And he says, I'm sorry, honey, I can't do it. I've got to go to work. I can't help do that. So she gets up the next day when she has her appointment, gets on the public transportation, and goes to this appointment. As she said, the doctor looks at it and he says, wow, that is really amazing. You're a number of weeks ahead on your healing. We're going to go ahead and take this booty off and go ahead and do some physical therapy and everything's great. Go ahead. She calls her husband from the lobby in the medical center that she was at. And he says, honey, I'm really sorry. I can't pick you up. I'm not able to get free from work. And she's, her timing's not the greatest at this point. So she gets back on the public transportation and she arrives at her stop. She gets off of the bus. As she gets off of the bus, she looks up and she sees that the traffic signal is still red. She steps off of the curb, unaware of the fact that the traffic signal has now turned green. The bus driver does not see her and runs her over. We all get a call during the next class and during our next training session that she's in the hospital, she's in a full body cast. We were in pride. We were totally in ego. We were not listening and we were not being conscious aware of what was for her highest good, what was for the perfect timing, what was for the divine intervention within this. It was from there that an awakening and an awareness of the highest good, no ego, no pride, simply working through unconditional love, revealed itself to me. Then as I was sitting in church one day, the pastor was having everyone in the congregation offer laying out of hands to others in the congregation. And it was at that time I had an epiphany. If we put all the healing modalities together, all of the scientific, chemistry, quantum physics, and answers were there, it was simple. Put it all together. It's kind of like when you look at all of the different forms of healing modalities and when you look at all of the different ways we can approach wellness. It's kind of like looking at our kids, getting them out of bed in the morning for school. When we want to get them up, we've got about an hour. We know they have to get themselves ready for school, and we start at the bottom of the stairs and we say to those little darlings, come on guys, it's time to get up. We've got to get ready for school. 10 minutes passes by and we realize they're not up yet. They're not downstairs. They haven't packed their backpacks. So we move a little further up the stairway. We've moved into another little bit of a healing modality or another little bit of a healing approach. With our kiddos, we are yelling a little bit louder and we're being a little bit more firm. Then they're still not up. And we're now 20 minutes past the hour of needing to be up. So we go a little bit further up on the stairs. And before too long, we're at the top of the stairs and we're being pretty firm with them and saying, look, you've got 15 minutes, the bus is going to be here, you still got to get your backpack packed. Come on, let's get moving. We get back down to the bottom of the stairs and we realize they're not up, they're not moving. So we go back up the stairs and we go into their rooms and we throw the covers back and we maybe dump over their beds. And we say, come on, you have got to get moving. Things are happening, it's time. That's what energy emerging is all about. It's taking that healing, it's taking that opportunity to the extreme of now approaching the whole gambit, the whole arena. Energy emerging is a combination of healing modalities, years of research, training, experiences, trial, and error. Well, with over 3,500 hours of training, and from there came the development of energy emerging. This modality approaches the whole person, mind, spirit, body, emotional, physical, spiritual, financial, past, present, and future. This modality birthed with a new awakening, a new philosophy for me. Through the use of energy emerging, we are able to help on the cellular level, on the physical level, on the spiritual level, and take healing that step deeper, which sets it aside from all other modalities. A friend and I were visiting one day on the Energy Emerging radio program, and it came to her that energy emerging healing modality is like looking at our past, seeing where we have come from, what have we experienced and done. Being in our present, having the gift of being able to make that past different. Maybe break old patterns, release fears, hurts, sorrows, etc. And see a future where we can be empowered and life-giving. As we have been programmed and molded from prior life experiences, we can also reprogram and bring healing to the present, or as a present to our lives. When we do a healing session, it is private. You are respected and loved unconditionally, and approached with the mindset of that which is your highest good. In a session to help others, as well as when we are in a session to receive healing ourselves. We are tapping into the depths of wellness through the cellular level, through the auric fields, ages, past, present. We are facing the challenges of life that have begun to hold us back from total wellness. Now, when I speak of wellness, I'm not only speaking of health. Remember, we are looking at the whole person, body, mind, and spirit. Each session is tailored to fit the need of the client. No preconceived ideas, no I think this is best for you, but with unconditional love and for the highest good. As a therapist, you are trained and taught to work and help with integrity and from the premise of this modality. As a therapist, we often find in helping others, we have begun the journey of helping ourselves. To become a therapist of energy emerging healing modality, you must attend a multi-level training class, either in person or through e-classes with video teachings. You are then added to an elite family of professional therapists, honored and recognized as such. To receive a healing session, you will want to visit with us or visit our website at www.energyemerging.net. I invite you to listen as we share more with you about energy emerging healing modality, and I wish to say thank you for allowing me to share energy emerging healing modality with you and to share this sacred time together. May your life be blessed with love, light, and healing.